Good evening. This is CTV News I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, two teenagers from our area are facing some very serious charges this evening. This after a man was found stabbed to death in a park in Adelphi last month. CTV's Sonia Srivastava is at police headquarters in Palmer Park with the latest.
Well, that's right. We're here at police headquarters in Palmer Park where they are releasing some new information in this case. We are learning that these two teenagers asked the homeless man for some money, and when the victim did not comply, they allegedly decided to stab him. Police have arrested and charged 14-year-old Elias Portillo of Adelphi and another 13-year-old boy who will remain unnamed with first and second-degree murder. The two teens allegedly stabbed 47-year-old Francisco Sagatizado, a homeless man, over money.
It was initially the suspects approached the victim and demanded money. There was some sort of a conflict, and that's when the victim was fatally stabbed.
The incident happened on July 27th on the Northwest Branch Trail in Adelphi. Some citizens walking by found the victim in the woods, but it was too late.
Detectives were able to identify a witness to the incident, and then that ultimately led to us locating the two juvenile suspects.
Hunter says this case is extremely troubling because the suspects are so young and the crime so gruesome.
We have, someone who was homeless, and that we have two young boys who so quickly escalated to fatally stabbing someone over something so trivial as money.
Now, the 13 and the 14-year-old are both being charged with first and second-degree murder. But going forward, it could be that the state's attorney decides that the 14-year-old could be amended as a juvenile. He is currently being charged as an adult. In Palmer Park, I'm Sonia Srivastava. Back to you.
And the 13-year-old suspect is currently being held at the Cheltenham Youth Detention Facility. Well, 1 year ago today, a Silver Spring community was changed forever. A basement utility room in the Flower Branch apartment complex filled with natural gas and exploded. 7 people died and 30 were injured in the fiery blast. Karen Campbell is at the apartment complex with more.
I'm standing just feet away from where an apartment building exploded 1 year ago today. And tenants I spoke with say they are still trying to rebuild their lives.
That's why.
Kieran Prosper says he will never forget the night he feared for his life.
I was asleep when I heard the explosion. Came out from the bedroom, opened the door, I saw fire.
It was August 10, 2016, when natural gas filled a basement utility room at the Flowers Branch apartment complex, causing the building to catch fire and then explode.
Closed the door, went back and woke up my wife and the 2 kids. Said we need to get out because the fire was. Yep, and we just ran out with whatever we were weighing on us that day. We took our car and we were sleeping in the van in the parking lot of Giant like everybody else.
7 people died, more than 30 injured.
Prior to the explosion and fire, we used to complain about the smell of gas, and management never took us seriously.
George Escobar with CASA says tenants have filed a lawsuit against Washington Gas and the apartment management company.
They're put into situations where they're going into slumlord relationships and going into very precarious situations that could be very dangerous for them and for their family.
On the anniversary, CASA, neighborhood churches, and the Flower Branch Tenants Association will hold a vigil to honor lives lost and support those who are still struggling.
In terms of the recovery, we provide a number of services, both in our legal, health, and social services teams, helping people rebuild their lives, helping people collect their lost documents.
Something that never go away, something, I experienced and I'll never, forget it.
And tenants tell me the Flower Branch apartment community is under new management. In Silver Spring, Karen Campbell, CTV News.
Now, members at CASA say they're hoping a lawsuit filed against Washington Gas and the apartment management company shines light on what happened. Well, a former D.C. cop has been indicted on sex charges. Federal investigators say while he was on the force, 28-year-old Chukwumika Iguana trafficked and solicited minors to engage in sex acts with him, as well as prostitution. They say he used social media to conduct his business and that he exchanged more than 50,000 messages with his victims, including 2 who were 9th graders. Investigators say in one case he pointed a handgun at his teenage victim, demanding that she give him the money that he had just paid her for a sex act.